This is Dan Max, the trading agent. This is a stock trading and recap channel that I wanted to share to the masses. In a probability game, there's no certainty. Here are my insights and predictions.
Hello, everyone. It's Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the trading agent. I wanted to go over moving averages in the next Back to Basics series video. So, in this Back to Basics, I'm going to show you what moving averages are to me and why they're important and where you should draw and how you should draw them. So, let's just get right into it. So, here's the SPY S&P 500 ETF. For me, I draw the moving averages on certain numbers. These numbers that I choose are the ones that have been important forever. Now, again, how important something really is only matters to how many other people think it's important. If you know anyone who's traded long enough and you ask them what moving averages they follow, they're going to follow the same one, especially if they've been doing it long enough. Everybody just kind of pays attention to this stuff, and it's always been. So for me, I have the 20-day in red, 50-day in orange, 100-day in yellow, 200-day in this blue. Now you can change your moving averages if you just right click on them typically. Change the color, you can change the type, you can be simple or exponential. I just keep it simple to keep it, moving average wise. I said exponential versus simple. You can Google what the difference is. The simple is just based on the close. Simple. Yeah, it's really keeping it very simple. Keep, writing the simple term. And then I have the 8 and the 10-day. And they're not as important to me, but they are the short-term trend typically. And you can notice every time the 8 and the 10-day break, you get to some other moving average. Next it goes to the 20, then you go to the 50, then the 100. Why are moving averages important? It's just been something that people follow for a long time. For example, here's the SPY. We've been riding the 50-day up, and up forever. And then when the 50-day broke, what happened? We got the 100-day became the next one, and now that we're back up. It's one of those things where moving averages, and you can see for the 50-day for the SPY, has really been the zone. I have it in those little blue circles. It just is what it is. Moving averages. They're another tool. They're not an exact science. They're like Fibonacci's. They're not to be assumed specifically, perfect every time. If you have that kind of mindset, you're just going to get blown out at some point, because imagine you were a bear here and you shorted the 100-day and it looked like the right trade. But then you just said, well, you know what? It broke the 100-day. I'm walking away. I'm not putting a stop on my short. Well, then you got busted and it broke up higher. And so you just have to think of, you can only use so many things as your way station for mindset of what's going to work and what's not. If you're using a ton of indicators, which I fucking hate, and everyone knows that because they just follow price, there's just too many things to make decisions. So if you can use Fibonacci's, you can use your simple moving averages, and then you can use price action. And we'll get into that one next, is support equals resistance. If you just use some very simple things with stops and discipline, trading's really easy. And I'll go, we've talked about that, in any sport, in any game, in any situation, the fundamentals are killer. If you can do the fundamentals well, you have a chance to do extremely well against the market. You don't need to have a toolbox of all these things that say, I'm going to have a 99% accuracy. You don't need to be accurate 99%. You can be right 1 out of 3. You can be right 1 out of 10 times. But if you know how to create a plan where your stops are tight and you know how to let winners run, having to win every time is just not necessary. And the reality is, like, anyone who's telling you certainty, run away. So here, simple moving averages. They're just meant to be guideposts along the way in any trade. Keep them in mind. Know that they're there. Know that people have been trading them forever. Know that the market cares about them. Know that the people who control the market watch them. And they know also how to set traps. You know, if you're looking at the 100 day here for the Q, every time you got below it, you pop back above it. You know, that's where you should have been waiting for the major pullbacks to buy. Wait for the bear traps. Wait for the volumes. So, simple moving averages, it's a really easy topic. Just draw them, keep them on your charts. You can actually even put them over your volume. So here, for example, I have my volume below. I can insert a study over it. It should be moving average. I apologize. I haven't done this on this computer. I don't know why it's not on here. But you can draw this even onto the volume. Bollinger Bands. Oh, that's funny. Those things were cool back in the 80s, 90s. I'll do it later just for the sake of the video. But yeah, you can draw moving averages over your volume. I like to do 30 period moving average, basically exact to a month. But these moving averages are important. As I said, I repeat, use them as guideposts. They're not meant to be exact. They're not meant to be perfection all the time, but they're very important. In a game where you're looking for reasons to act or not act and measure whether something is strong or weak, that's what moving averages are for. They're there to help you see how the trend is. And if you own the Qs and you're watching the 100-day, this whole uptrend, you saw that it became a repeating pattern of that was the most important moving average to define the trend. There's many times where you could break below it, but there's many times where we held up and it was just fine. So this is Dan Max at EXP, aka the Trade Agent. Back to Basics series, moving averages. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like the content. Also smash the like button, share with your friends, and add a comment. If there's a topic or stock you'd like me to give you insight about, let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer your question. Thanks.